There are so many different types of retirement accounts out there, it can get super confusing. We're going to be talking about some common types of retirement accounts, including 401ks and individual retirement accounts, also known as IRAs, both the traditional and the Roth kind, so that you'll understand how they work and how best to maximize the different advantages of each of these types of accounts. Many times it's not an either or situation, it's a 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, no, I'm just teasing. That you can be enrolled in multiple types of retirement accounts. For example, a lot of Americans are in a 401k and they're in a Roth IRA. Totally acceptable. Both 401ks and IRAs allow you to invest in a number of funds, including stocks, bonds, and ETFs. And of course, over time, hopefully that money will grow and you'll have a nice nest egg for retirement. When it comes to a 401k, this is provided by an employer. The rules and restrictions are either set up by an employer or the retirement plan providers. When it comes to an individual retirement account, an IRA, in other words, much of that is actually put on you, the saver. You have more control over it. Also, it may actually be your main retirement account, depending on your situation. Common types usually for most Americans are sort of your traditional and your Roth IRAs. Traditional really encompasses a couple of different categories, but it basically means a pre-tax account. With a Roth IRA, on the other hand, though, this is a post-tax account. The saying is true. The only thing you can rely on is death and taxes. When we're talking about a pre-tax account, a 401k for example, what that means is you're going to have the money come in before you pay any payroll taxes, any Social Security, any Medicaid taxes on that. When you retire, it automatically assumes that you are going to be in a lower tax bracket. Maybe you'll be not working, maybe only working part-time in retirement. Hopefully you will not be paying as much payroll taxes on your retirement than you would have been during your peak earning years. There are actually a number of ways that you can take money out of the account without paying penalties. If you're having a baby, you're going back to school, maybe buying a home for the first time, you may be able to take a withdrawal early in order to pay for those life events. You still may have to pay taxes, of course, because this went in as tax-free money, but on a whole, most experts recommend really trying not to touch this money until you retire. Now on the flip side, we have post-tax accounts, and these are generally Roth IRAs, Roth 401ks, where you're paying the taxes at the front end. If you end up having life emergencies, this account provides a little bit more flexibility because you've already paid the taxes on it. When it comes to investing and saving in your 401k, a lot of employers will offer a matching program. Now, if you're not familiar with this, it's really simple. Think of it as free money that your employer is giving you. So a lot of times an employer match in a 401k program will look something like anywhere between 3 to maybe 6% of your annual contributions. And so that means instead of getting just 3% of your salary in, you get a total of 6% of your salary in, and half of that money is coming from your boss. Many Americans have probably seen a new benefit available to them in the form of a Roth 401k. Only about 1 in 5 employers are offering this right now, but more are jumping on board, and it is actually a little bit of a hybrid account between a Roth IRA and a 401k. So it actually has benefits from both sides of the equation. Like a Roth IRA, you can put money in post-tax for a Roth 401k. Very helpful. And certainly, like a 401k, you have a little bit higher contribution limits than your traditional Roth IRA. A lot of times, it's a little bit of like building a puzzle. You need to make sure that you're using usually multiple types of accounts at different points in your life. For example, many experts will say when you're younger, you want to do a post-tax account because you're in a lower tax bracket. When you start earning your max or your peak earnings, you certainly will be wanting to put as much away in a pre-tax account like a 401k and lower your total tax bill annually. And then when you start heading into retirement, perhaps even doing a part-time job in retirement, and if you are still saving, using that Roth again because you're in a lower tax bracket. Of course, all of this is just best advice. You need to figure out what works best for you. At the end of the day, you just want to make sure that you're saving for retirement in a way that is both feasible, practical, and hopefully is getting you the maximum returns at the lowest tax rate possible.